Here we are, guys, mid-winter. In most places of the world, it's cold, it's dreary, you're not motivated to go on the bike. Cycling, let's be honest, is the last thing on our mind. You're not motivated to go out and train. You're thinking, I'll just do that work in the spring, guys. I'll get fit when it's nice and sunny out. That is not the approach we need to take. If you really want to make those gains and you really want to transform yourself as a rider, there's no better time. These winter months, that is when a cyclist is made, guys. I want to go into a little bit today why these months of November, December, January, February, those are the key times of the year when we have the in-run necessary to make true improvements as a cyclist. Let's get into a couple reasons why. Guys, I want you to imagine that you've got yourself a nice old automobile, a nice old car, but guess what? This poor guy, he's starting to run a bit heavy. He clapped out on you. You take it into your local car dealer and you say, yo, something is up with my motor, dog. Can you guys check it out? Let me know what's going on. Mr. Longtable, dadgummit, I think you got a motor that needs a full-on overhaul. I'm sorry, sir, but this is going to require a good bit of time to make these changes, as well as a serious economical investment, Mr. Longtable. This is exactly what happens with our motors that we have, that we use to power ourselves on the bike. If we really want to overhaul our motor and make a significant change to our physiology, straight up, guys, it takes time. There's no other way around it. What do we have in the winter that is so sweet? We've got nothing but time. We have November, December, January, February. We have no races that are going to impinge on our ability to just grind out training blocks. We have no fear of, there's a race in 10 days. I better be careful here and really not push it. We have the time, we have the in-run to really sit down, put those grinding blocks of training in with no fear of anything. Basically, we have time to experiment. We have time to maybe push it too far and recover without a disaster. Time is on our side in the winter, guys. We need to use it. We want to specifically work on the things this winter that require the longest time to change, aka that aerobic motor, that aerobic endurance, which honestly takes months to years to really develop to your maximum capacity, that system, guys. The second point that I've got for you guys today is that the level that you enter your season is going to be the level that you have and carry throughout that season. Now, of course, there are going to be ways that you can make small tweaks to your fitness during your racing season. But guys, let me explain this. So obviously, racing into form is definitely a real thing. Those efforts that you can do in a race, you can't replicate them in training. So everyone that does these bike races, these one-day races, these stage races, they are going to indeed get a nice benefit, a nice bump up in their fitness. But guys, that happens to everyone. Everyone is going to get that same bump up. So if you start the season with a really low level, yeah, you might improve throughout the season. But those guys that started the season with a much higher level of fitness, they are also going to get that same bump as you, but they have that higher fitness and it's going to take them farther. So they're obviously going to reach a higher level than you. That's why it's extremely important to enter the season with a really high level of fitness. You don't want to be a level behind your competitors just starting the season, guys. Put the work in the winter and you will also see those gains from those hard race days. Next point, guys, is it's actually ridiculously easy to lose fitness while you're in this racing pattern, this racing loop. Let me explain. So let's say you're a crit racer and you've got a criterium on a Wednesday night and then you've got another one on a Sunday. So you probably don't want to train that hard on that Monday because you got a race coming in 2 days. Tuesday, you're going to do something pretty light, maybe a couple of openers, but pretty light because you got the race the next day. Wednesday, you do the race, super hard, you smashed yourself, you end, you're totally smashed. Thursday, you're a bit tired, so you take another chill day. Friday, you maybe do a nice endurance ride, something pretty chill, because again, you're racing in another day or two. Saturday, another short ride, so really nothing. Sunday, another race. So what have you basically done? A week of only 2 significant training days, guys. If you continue doing this cycle, you have a nice block of racing, guys. What happens is your CTL, your fitness, just starts slowly inching down. Again, you want to enter that block of racing with that high level. So yeah, we are expecting that you're actually gonna lose a bit of fitness. You start that block of racing with that high level of fitness, everyone's gonna lose a bit of fitness throughout this racing block, but you're still gonna be at a higher level. In the end, it's gonna work out in your favor. And the last thing, guys, and this is my personal favorite, the winter is the time when the fair weather cyclists don't even go on the bike. The time of year when you, being a really hard worker, can actually outwork someone that may be more talented than you are, but they're a fair weather cyclist. They're not willing to go out and suffer through that 3-hour ride when it's cold and rainy and cloudy in the winter. The winter is the time for people to make up ground and make gains on the people that don't have the same level of motivation, guys. You can draw motivation from this idea. Think of those competitors that, yeah, maybe you're out there suffering your brains out and it's cold and raining or snowing in Colorado and you're thinking, God, this sucks. But think of that guy, that competitor of yours who's only doing an hour spin on Zwift, just taking the shortcut because he doesn't have that motivation, that grind to go out and do the work. I'm putting in the work and he's not. The winter is the time to grind. The winter is not the time when the fair weather bikers go out and do the work. But you can take advantage of this exact fact. Try and find out ways to motivate yourself to do the work this winter, and you will see the gains the next year. So yeah, guys, if you liked the video, shoot me a like. I love making these vids. Any suggestions for possible video ideas, please leave them in the comments below. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Hope you have a good week of training, everyone.